Hello. So Monday night, just before the market opened, or the night before, I did a video of several different stocks and did them as their each own video. I'm going to go over all of them again now that we're in the later end of the week. We got 1 week left. I'm going to go over a recap of them, of what they've done since, what I'm thinking at this point now, what's changed. And then I've got 3 new interesting stocks that I'm going to talk about for a second. And also, if you didn't catch it, 2 days ago, I posted a emergency alert to Bitcoin video, alerting for a big pullback, 10 to 30%, I said, and it was spot on and couldn't have been better timing. If you are interested in seeing how I foresaw that, so you can foresee it if you aren't good with technicals like that, watch it. And if you're interested in where I think it's going to go from here, perhaps, give it a watch. Overall, I love Bitcoin, love it fundamentally and everything, and just crypto in general, and see it being a big play later on. Let's get into this one. The first one I have is AZEK. AZEK. They are doing premium building materials, which I think is a great space. When you have, at this day and age, it seems like the okay thing, or not the okay thing, but premium building materials, I think it's pretty important. I think it's something that companies will want to spend a little extra on building materials, maybe so their things don't break, or maybe they want to spend less because when their stuff does get torn down, it's cheaper to replace it. I don't know, maybe you can look into that more, but let's look at the chart. I love it. We have these highs here from, I believe this is the IPO here. It starts out, and anyways, we come up to this high, pulled down, tested again, hard rejection. But after that rejection, come back to the highs with some momentum. Not bad. Some decent momentum, come back and get just a little bit of a higher high than previous. Really strong here. Pulls back because of the levels it's at. Reasonable resistance. So I love owning the stock right now and owning it for tomorrow and going into next week, most likely. I think it's unlikely I won't be owning this going over the weekend. So I think it came down to a reasonable spot where it'll probably hold support, given that it already had surpassed this level pretty strong, and it pulls back because it's pretty strong resistance. But I don't see any reason that it goes below here, and I see it running up for another 10% or more. So that's AZEK. I like that stock. I like holding that right now. And let's go to OPTT, Ocean Power. They are interesting. Get some power, I believe, out of the waves. So we're looking at this stock. It has taken a beating over time, been making the comeback with a lot of big spikes. I do like this stock right now. It looks like it has a lot of momentum when it's been doing this and continuously pushing higher as it does this and making this U shape. And then when you look closer in, we have pretty good momentum here. And I mean, real big here, but the levels is what I like. It is at a level that it's gotten rejected at before, but given that it's testing it again so quickly, I like that. I like that it maybe pauses at this level and eventually busts above. So I think this is one you really need to be watching if you're owning it. It's somewhat wild, but I do like it. I like it. I think it's got a lot of upward momentum. Now this one, GILT satellite network, and I think this is one of the best long-term stocks. It's just, I think it's in a great space for 5G internet and satellites and whatever. I think it's going to be pretty important, pretty nice stock, and pretty undervalued. It's one of my favorite plays. I do like it right now. It had this big push, pause here. Let me look at this a little more. What was I looking at with this stock? Well, I like it overall. I don't know. I think you need to be fluid right now and just kind of watch it. I'm not owning it right now, but I'll look for entry points, whether it breaks higher or comes lower. But I would sit off on it for a little bit. I think there's better places to put your money right now, but I like it going forward at some point. SPCE. Okay, now we're getting into the ones I already talked about on Monday night. So if you want to see what I think about going into this week on any of these later videos, you should watch my earlier videos. I'm going to talk about a bit of an update. We've got, I think, 3 candles since my video. And not all of them I was advocating for a buy. Some of them I just kind of talked about or whatever, but instead I wanted to see what level it was at. Went to, I think this was one that I said I wanted to see if it broke higher. I said I liked it, and I said I liked it overall and liked buying it, and that if it pushed higher, I would really like it, and it did push higher, so I really like it. And I like it a lot. I think we are going to, this is a trend line resistance here. I think it breaks it and goes higher than this level here, higher than this high at 35.69. So I think you're looking for a 10% jump going probably into next week. This is strong here, this pattern here, but so I think you're looking for a 10% jump going into next week. Let's go to NKLA NKLA. I love it right here. Absolutely love it. I hope it doesn't, I'd be not liking it if it dropped below this level. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to rebound right here, which this is going to be then the low. This is going to be a low of a bear, or like the downside of the bull trend actually. So this would be the low. So you'd basically have been buying the low right here. When you look more macro into this whole trend, this is still pretty much a low. So I love it. I think it's running up to here at least. So again, that's going to be really nice return, 20% there if it does run up to there. So I love it. I think you could take some calls on NKLA. And yeah, let's go to Kodak. Kodak's interesting because of the loan situation. So I actually on Monday night I advocated for doing getting puts on this. I was thinking they weren't going to get the loan. I think I was maybe wrong about that. I don't think the Biden administration is necessarily going to like Kodak because it's like tied into the whole Trump deal and whatever with the loan. But Biden does want to do a lot of Defense Production Act executive orders, and Kodak does make sense to be one of them that gets the loan. So if they get the loan, they're going to skyrocket probably. And if they don't get the loan, they're going to tank. I think it'd be a decent idea to get calls and puts if you think they may not get the loan. I think they're Biden signed the executive order today. I haven't seen that they said what specifically was on it, but I think it's probable they get the loan. So I like taking calls here. I would take them not at like $9 or $10. I would be taking them. I am taking them at like 13, 14 bucks, 15 even, because they're much cheaper. If you do hit, the stock's going to shoot up. I don't know that it shoots up to these levels again or even here, but it probably shoot up on the news pretty high above that. And if it shoots up above your strike price with it being that cheap, you're almost immediately going to start seeing greater returns than if you would have got it here. And you're risking less money. So, yes. And then after this news plays out with Kodak, I will definitely be looking for puts. Whether if they get the loan and they spike, I would like to, I just don't like them overall, really. So I think they can get overvalued quickly if they spike. And I'd be looking for puts. Let's go to WIMI, Chinese stock I talked about. And I said I was going to buy, I was buying Monday morning, I said, or Tuesday morning. And I was setting a stop loss at 625, which was the low for this red candle. and it was absolutely perfect. You wouldn't have wanted it to go below that 625. If it did, it would have more downward run to go, and I'm thinking that I'm buying the bottom of the downturn. So that's why I set that stop. It was perfect. Up, opened way up, down, but big day today. I still like it. Still like it. I think it can pull back. It could retreat, maybe open lower, but actually, I mean, I held overnight and I like it. So, I don't know if either way, whether it opens lower, opens higher, I could see it opening higher. In fact, it's just got so much momentum, and I like it to push a little higher. Looks like big momentum, and just things looking nicely for it. PPD, this was one of my favorites in terms of being most confident that it's going to pop, and it's bent down, but I don't think it's over. Although it did do a lower low than here. Not loving that. I still think the chances are that it makes a new high by next week. All-time high, that is. Just by the way, it poked. This is interesting, though. I'm really going to be watching how this plays out. If it bounces, very bullish. If it goes lower, like if tomorrow is like, basically if it ends low, I'm interested mostly in how it ends or how it holds through the day. And if it's lower than this level, I hate it, and I'll get out. If it's higher, I love it. Looks like I thought it would pop for, not maybe immediately, but soon. So, and fundamentals may have changed on this, and there's a new administration coming in. This is a drug, or it's not a drug company, but they help drug companies, I believe. So, so fundamentals could have changed on this. And anyways, I'm going to be looking to sell tomorrow if it's in this range, hold if it's in this range. WYNN Resorts, another one I talked about on Monday night. I said I was interested in seeing how the level played out, but mostly liked the stock. And I do like the stock, and I don't think you're getting a ton out of that chart there, but when you look at the bigger picture, I do like the stock. I think it's a pretty good territory, like when it came here, or whatever, but I think it's a decent territory. That's what I wanted to see on when I made the video, was if this bottom was going to hold, and it did hold. But anyways, I'm staying fluid on this stock, but I kind of like the space it's in. I like it. Not a big bag in it. WY in the forest space, I said that I liked it making a run back up to 35 and higher, and it's been great so far. I like this. It makes sense to stall here. A bit of a resistance, but maybe even pull back, but I look for it to break higher. It's kind of a bear flag and an overall bull, and the bear flag breaks. The resistance trend breaks. Support trend holds because it's more macro, I say, because it goes from here to here. And if you drew this from here to here, maybe this is what I already tested last time, but it'd be close for a little bit. Anyways, I like the stock. I think it's going, I think we're heading for all-time highs soon, probably within the next week or two, and pushing up here to maybe just under 36. Modest 10% gain, I guess, but also I was in here, down here, but ELF, beauty stock. What did I say about this puppy? Okay. That's right, I liked it. It had a lot of momentum as it blew past here, but it did pull down with tremendous momentum to a pull down, but you got to realize how big of a jump that was, and where it pulled down to was a nice level for support. And it has been higher before. And now, I don't like this. It's an update. You'd be looking for it not to have pulled back like that, so no longer like this stock. BBY. Best Buy. Best Buy, what I said was that I liked the stock for having strong momentum being up, pause breather, strong. And I said this was a pausing breather and going to be strong again. It did start off with a big down, which is not part of a pause breather, but look at this recovery. I like it moving forward, like holding it going in tomorrow, like holding it over the weekend. DRN, this is an ETF for real estate. It's a bull, real estate bull. I like the real estate bull. I think overall people need more space. You have this upward trend going on. I said I liked it going into Tuesday, and I do like it. Look, pushed right up to the resistance and resisted, but as strong as this is, I expect this to be a breather and a breakthrough. Wendy's, these are nice stocks to own if you have either a lot of money or this is investing as your only income if you have no other income. Stocks like Wendy's, Best Buy, McDonald's, sometimes those are good to own as well, a little bit bigger names. Wendy's, I liked it for being at when it was well, I liked it here for being at such great resistance or such great support, and now it's coming after a big bounce. Is pulling back down pretty sharply, so I'm out on Wendy's for now, and I will see if this catches, and if it catches, that's cool, but for now, I'm going to wait and see. And now we have McDonald's. I think I kind of liked it for the same reason, being at really strong support going into that day. Did have some good days. Moving up in levels. I still like holding McDonald's. I don't love it, but if you've got a lot of extra cash that you want to stay diversified, I like it. Otherwise, I think there's probably better places to put your money to work if you're looking for maximum return. Okay, that's all I got, and stay tuned, subscribe so that you don't miss any next alerts. Like I said, I did give a Bitcoin alert if you're into crypto, and that would have proved to be very useful. So give me a subscription so you don't miss any alerts. Like this video if you like hearing the info I shared, and leave any comments if you got any comments for me. And keep making money, keep battling. As always, take no responsibility for your trades. Trade at your own risk. Peace.